apologies, my alarm just went off. There might be a lot of interruptions at this time for the both of you. But essentially what this message is more so about is it's about this masculine wanting to come back around, but not, he wants to come back around correct. He wants to come in correct. He wants to come back around in the right way. I'm also getting an apology. And the reason why I get this apology is because I feel like that's him in this space of knowing what he did was actually hurtful to you, because you can feel each other even at a distance. You can feel each other. Whether you've spoken or not, there is this underlying and deep connection between the both of you, and you can both feel one another. I'm seeing the red string. So red string theory could be significant for you. If you're a masculine watching this, the red string theory might provide a little bit more of a conscious and logical perspective to this connection for you. Usually what I've learned when it comes to like twin flame energy or twin flames is that the male energy is not conscious in this. So he doesn't necessarily completely understand the connection the way that divine feminine energy does. And that's because divine feminine's energy is, and her work within this connection is more connected to the spiritual realms, whereas the masculine energy is more connected to the physical realms. So what they experience in separation is both transformative in a really significant and a profound way, but the divine feminine, divine masculine experience it in two completely different and opposing ways. Divine feminine will experience a lot of her challenges in spiritual realms in regards to energy, learning a lot, growth within energy, a lot of, I'm hearing DNA coding that just came through, DNA coding that gets downloaded with the divine feminine. With the divine masculine, he does go through a spiritual awakening, as does the feminine energy, but the way that he experiences it is very different, and it's very 3D and it's very matrix-like, and he experiences a lot of his challenges and obstacles mostly in the 3D. It doesn't mean that he doesn't have experience, he doesn't evolve spiritually, he does, but a lot of what he experiences is more physical, because his role in this is to learn more about how to ground the energy physically. The feminine's role is to learn and grow and evolve spiritually, and then learn how to basically draw from that natural source that she is connected to, so that the male energy is able to ground it physically. I don't know why that explanation was significant to you. Maybe it's just the mātauranga and the knowledge that you needed. I'm getting more so for the divine masculine. But yeah, essentially the divine masculine doesn't always know consciously what's going on in the connection, so he doesn't always actually understand why he does the things he does, why he feels the pull that he does, why he wants to move for this woman in the way that he wants to. But essentially it's the way that the connection works. From my understanding, is they're one energetic system. So when the divine feminine pushes, the divine masculine will pull away, usually what they call runner chaser energy, that push and pull dynamic. When the divine feminine finally pulls back, focuses on herself, starts to evolve and begins to choose her, the energy then begins to neutralize. And what she then neutralizes, the divine masculine is then able to neutralize. Then the energy is able to start orbiting between the two. At that time, and this is where I feel like divine feminine is currently, is that the divine feminine right now is in this place where she is learning how to regulate her nervous system, and she's learning how to, I'm kind of also getting integration as well, and I'm seeing strands come from up here into physical, and that's kind of giving me integration from the spirit realm into the physical realm, which for a lot of divine feminines I know can be quite hard. So if you're a feminine watching this, just be kind to yourself at this time. I'm hearing witness, no fixing, just witness. If this is specifically for you, then you'll understand the oscillations when it comes to twin flame energies. You may feel your divine masculine come in energetically. Those oscillations can feel quite intense. They can feel quite triggering for the divine feminine. But what I'm hearing for you specifically right now is to witness, not fix. You've come a really long way in this journey that you are currently on, and there is no more fixing that is needing, only witnessing. What you'll also notice that if this union is coming in for you right now with this divine counterpart, then what you'll notice is those triggers and those oscillations that actually come in for you, divine feminine, are not as intense as they used to be. They have settled a lot more, and you're able to actually witness them rather than spiral and lose control in them, and allow yourself to regulate your nervous system when they actually do come in. I want to tap a little bit more into the masculine energy that's in this. I feel like there's a lot of interruptions happening. The male energy in this, I feel like you're being taught patience right now, buddy. I feel like you're being taught patience right now because I feel like you're experiencing a lot of interruptions. Like you're trying to make plans, you're trying to take the lead, physically take the lead, but I feel like you're experiencing a fair bit of interruptions when it comes to that. What I would say is I would love listening to that. I would flow with that, which might actually be something that is not easy for you. I kind of get the feeling like you're somebody that likes to be on the go, and when your heart is set on something, that's what I'm getting. Is when your heart is set on something, you're either all in or you're all out. Like there's no middle. I don't get this feeling like there's any middle ground for you. There's no grey area with you. You're either in or you're all the way out. They want me to repeat that. You're either all the way in or you're all the way out. I want to get some messages about where the male energy is at, because I feel like there's messages coming through, but I'll just see if the cards are. Yeah. I did it. That's what I'm hearing. I did it. Divine feminine, if you're watching this, be gentle when this masculine comes in. It may not seem like he has been through much, because they actually don't show a lot outside of themselves. Like if you've been keeping an eye on this masculine from behind the scenes, which I don't feel like you have in a very long time, but previously if you had, then it would have looked like it wasn't bothering him. He would have come off in this energy of like completely unbothered, nonchalant to the days, avoidant as hell. But what happens in connections like this is the divine masculine goes internal. He implodes internally, and most of the time doesn't express it externally, not publicly anyway. Whereas the divine feminine, she explodes externally, and then has to draw that energy back in. He implodes externally and then has to learn how to he then has to learn how to share that outwardly. So that's the difference between the two twins. But I'm hearing, I did it. There's a lot of pride that comes out of him, because I think that where he is right now, he didn't expect to be where he is, and he didn't intend to be on this journey, but there was a part of him that got to this point where he was like, this is the path that I'm on. Like this is like, I'm getting a lot of responsibility, like taking a lot of responsibility for the journey that he's just walked, and this feeling of, this feeling of peace. Like he only made the decision to go with what this path was asking him or guiding him to do. Everything started to flow in a different way for him. But there is a lot of pride, because I don't think that he thought that he could actually come into this power for himself. This is also giving me transformation. You might, like, on the exterior have like a very gentle, soft, composed, grounded and stable appearance. But this is like giving me an internal perspective, like his internal energy is dangerous. Like good dangerous, like healthy, but like fierce. Like kind of like that feeling of like I might look like a kitten on the outside, but on the inside is giving lion energy. And it's the kind of energy that you don't want to cross in a bad way. It's also the kind of energy, like it's like that don't fuck with me energy. Like I might look cute and innocent on the outside, but you don't want to go there. That's the kind of energy, but it's coming from a really beautiful, healthy and powerful place, like a pure divine masculinity. Spirit, is there anything Spirit, is there anything that this divine masculine wants to say at this time? Yeah. Stay in your power. This is from divine masculine to divine feminine. Stay in your power. Stand your ground. Hold your sovereignty. Hold your light. This is like lighthouse energy, divine feminine. Like if you're the divine feminine in this connection, this is what he is saying right now is hold your ground. Like hold you. Like this is the energy that calls divine counterparts home, is when the divine feminine energy remembers her power, remembers her sovereignty, remembers her sacred energy, and holds that power within herself and continuously chooses herself. You become a lighthouse. You become a lighthouse. Anything else is divine masculine necessary? I think I also just saw the sun. I did. This is what I'm getting, like lighthouse energy. Lighthouse energy. Yeah, see, this is giving me twin energy. This is giving me like divine feminine, divine masculine, the physical form and the spiritual form. That's really pretty. What I'm also getting from this is, can you see how he's holding up the roof? I feel like for a long time, divine feminine, you've been holding the realms of spirit. You're a fierce protector in that space when it comes to your divine counterpart. He doesn't know that, but you do. And your spirit team do as well. You're fiercely... Because what I've learned is that twins can actually get like... There's a lot of attacks that can happen spiritually for twins when they're trying to come into union, because twins coming into, or divine counterparts coming into union, causes a massive rift in the collective energy. And twins were brought here to specifically raise the frequency, raise and create new templates when it comes to love, unconditional love. And so for the divine feminine, I feel like for you, you may have this feeling like you've been holding the roof for a really long time on your own. The thing is that you weren't, yes, you were holding the roof on your own. You were kind of holding the realms of spirit on your own. You were guiding that space on your own. But it's not because your divine counterpart wasn't there. One, it's because you needed to learn how to do that on your own, so that there was no codependency. So that wound of codependency was healed. But the divine masculine was doing his groundwork in the physical. So while you were holding the realms of spirit, he was holding the grounds of the physical space. This is what I feel like the divine masculine's doing right now, is I feel like he's in the waiting room and he's just like pondering. He's like, so like, I'm ready, like when can I go? And it's kind of going like walking in circles, like pacing energy a little bit, like, It's very kid-like energy too. So you guys, I feel like you guys are gonna bring out the inner children of each other, and you're not gonna live there, but your connection is gonna be heavily. Is going to heavily reside in that space, that inner childlike space, which is kind of giving me you both never got to experience that part of your guys' selves healthily and safely as children. But when you're with each other, you will be able to experience that part of yourselves, and it will feel safe and it will feel secure and you will feel childlike in so many ways. And I think the beauty that I'm getting from this connection is that you guys will be able to have the serious conversations, the deep conversations, the conversations that really are important between the both of you. But at the same time, the connection heavily resides in this peaceful, childlike energy. And it's just so beautiful. Yeah. Destined. I'm hearing this was written a very long time ago. This is also giving me like lifetimes. The lifetimes you have both spent with one another. Is there anything else this divine masculine would like to say? I did it! I did it! I feel like he's so proud. I get this energy like he's so proud of himself. Because I think for a really long time, for him specifically, this male energy never really... I don't know why I get this feeling like this male energies lived off the ends of everyone else's scraps. Not because he had to, but I think for a really long time this male energy was following the path of other people. I'm getting parents too. So like the things that this masculine's parents could have potentially put onto him was like, follow our path, follow this path, do this, and like they were implementing all the things that they didn't accomplish, the dreams they didn't accomplish, and they implemented it into this masculine energy. And this masculine energy has been teetering on trying to follow the dreams that were unfulfilled by their parents, but also at the same time trying to live out the dreams that he had for himself. And I feel like he's come to this place where he's like, you know what, fuck that. I'm gonna live how I want to live. I'm sick of living for everyone else. That's it. He's sick of living for everyone else. And I think where he is in this point in his life is he's like, I'm so fucking proud of me. Like I'm like it's this energy of like, I earned this. Like I did this work. Like nobody can tell me, nobody can take credit for this. And I think that that's such a powerful moment for this male energy, because I think for so long there's been a lot of traumatic energy around, you only have what you have because of us. And now this point in his life, he's like, nah, I have this because of me. I did this, and you don't get to take credit for it. You can't take credit for it because this is something that I remembered in myself. That makes me want to cry. Oh my God. Okay, no crying today, guys. No crying today, guys. He might want to hold back. He might feel like he has to hold back when he comes in. This came out with truth. This is giving union energy so hard, bro. Like heart space is like going for it. The truth, I'm hearing the truth is coming. The truth is coming. The thing is divine feminine, you already know. You already know, but this masculine energy has an idea that you might know, but don't fully know to the extent, but you actually know to quite an extent, and he's not aware that you know that. When this comes in, what I am getting though is let him speak. Be gentle be gentle with him when he comes in. But you'll know that anyway, divine feminine. Like you will know that anyway, because there is like where you are within yourself, like there is no need for you to be in a, I'm hearing like in a disregarding energy or a resistant energy or a resentful energy. Also, what Spirit want me to also point out is if you are still in that energy, then this reading is not for you. This is for an energy, like this is like ultimate Empress energy. And I'm not saying that we're not in that energy, okay? But what I am saying is that if you're on a twin flame journey and you're still resentful towards your twin, you're still judgmental of your twin, you're still in this place of like vying for their attention, seeking validation from them in the physical, this reading is not for you. This is for a divine feminine that has completed the spiritual work that needed to be completed, has alchemized a lot of the woundings that took place within their soul, and has now come into this place of sovereignty within herself and a union within herself, and is now holding her light beautifully and courageously. For those of you that are not at this point, this reading is not for you, but what I do want to say is do not be discouraged about where you are, because where you are is exactly where you're meant to be, okay? We do not all move through our healing phases, nor do we move through spiritual awakenings or our transformations at exactly the right time. At exactly the same time, we move through them at exactly the right time that we need to, that our soul needs to, in order to grow, okay? So if you're not here yet, it doesn't mean that you can't be there, and take this reading as a form of enlightenment and inspiration for yourself to keep moving forward. Be gentle when this masculine comes in. Just like you, divine feminine, he has been through his own challenges and his own, I want to say, battles. And it's got his own scars, from healed scars though, that's why I say scars, from his own journey, his own walk. And hear him out. It's important that you hear him out, even if nothing continues from this divine feminine, or if you're in this place where you want to go in a different direction. That is totally up to you. But there is something significant about the need for you to both have this conversation between one another. And it's not from a place of you owing him anything or him owing you anything. It's not from that place. It's from the simplicity of just existing in each other's presence and coming to this really beautiful place of common ground, of understanding one another in at a different energetic time in your lives and in a different phase of your lives. And whatever takes place after that is completely up to you. But however he comes in, and whenever he does come in, which I'm hearing is very soon, we get a very quick energy, very close energy. Just be gentle when this takes place. And if you're wanting this to progress further, then it can. But I'm getting this energy of like, when this takes place, you might feel a little bit triggered at first. This is divine feminine. You might feel a little bit triggered at first because your role in this type of connection is to hold the energetic frequency of the soul, of the one soul, right? And if you are able to continue holding your light in that energy, then divine masculine is able to ground the energy physically. Now, what might happen is when he comes back into your physical space, and I'm also hearing he'll come in energetically first, so you might be getting a lot of energetic oscillations of him coming in energetically right now. That's preparing your energy. It's preparing that he's like orbiting right now. He's orbiting so that as the divine feminine, you're able to learn how to hold the frequency. Now, when you're able to hold that frequency, he may come in and it might feel a little bit turbulent, like it might feel like it starts to shake you a little bit. What I'm getting is that you may need shorter meeting times. Why is my English not working? You might need like shorter moments together. So like what I'm getting the feeling of is like, don't go away on a massive trip together and spend like 5 days together when he comes back in, because the likelihood that the energy is not able to hold straight away is very likely. You've done a lot of work, but him coming in physically is going to be a lot different to him coming in energetically alone. And so short interactions with one another, to be able to allow yourself to build and hold that frequency as it orbits itself. I'm going to see if there's any last messages before I go. Oh, hello. Okay, one more. Oh. One more. There it is. Divine Feminine, if you want to move forward in this connection, when this comes in, when this union comes into place for yourself, it will be built on a very strong foundation. And it will be built on a very strong foundation because of the foundations that you've both individually built within yourselves. When we come into union with a divine counterpart, especially for twin flame connections, especially connections like this, it's because we've most likely rooted in a union within ourselves. We embody that inner union frequency. It's a frequency, it's not a destination, okay? And you've done that, Divine Feminine. You've cultivated the energy, and you've beautifully learned how to hold and balance your own, the soul's frequency and your own frequency, how to hold and harness your light, and how to allow for that light to emanate through you internally rather than pressing it and leaking it out externally. And you've done a really beautiful job at doing that. And so continue holding that light that you have remembered, and continue learning how to hold the frequency of the one soul when this divine counterpart comes back in. And I am hearing, because when he does, everything changes for the better. Not because of him, but because of the both of you. But because of the both of you have done the work that was needed to be done individually so that this change could happen. I'm so happy for you, whoever this is for. You deserve this love so much. The both of you deserve this love so much. And you might be questioning yourself right now about, I'm getting more the male energy. Divine Masculine, you might be questioning yourself right now about whether or not you deserve this love. Stop questioning yourself. You deserve this love. And my proof of that for you would be to look in the mirror. If there is anything that I could say as to why you deserve this love, is because what I would say to you is look in the mirror. Divine Feminine, same goes for you, but I know you're not in that place. But if you ever need reminding, look in the mirror, because that is your proof that love exists. That is your proof that you deserve a love that you give so freely. This is a really beautiful, and you very much deserve it. Oh. Keep moving with peace in the chaos of this life. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, always be so fucking kind, and as always,